In the shadows of the Middle East, a decades-old rivalry between Iran and Israel has been quietly escalating, with deadly consequences. What if I told you that a single move by Mossad crippled one of the region's most powerful militant groups? And what if this conflict is on the verge of spiraling into a war unlike any we've seen before? From secret alliances to explosive betrayals, this story is filled with twists that could change the course of history. The real question is, how far will Israel go to secure its dominance? Well, if they keep going at this rate, they'll probably end up fighting over who gets to sit in the UN's troublemaker seat. Spoiler, United States not giving it up anytime soon.
Please, tell me more.
To understand the ongoing situation in the Middle East, we need to go back to the 1970s and 80s. During that time, two countries, Iran and Saudi Arabia, were fiercely competing for dominance in the Islamic world. The rivalry was rooted in the division between Shia and Sunni Islam. Iran is predominantly Shia, while Saudi Arabia is Sunni. Each nation wanted to lead the Muslim world. Saudi Arabia aligned itself with Western powers, especially the United States. Meanwhile, Iran targeted Israel, a close US ally. Basically, it's like two guys fighting over who gets to run the family business. But one brings in investors from Wall Street, and the other's like, nah, I'm just gonna mess with the neighbor's lawn.
Yeah, boy.
Instead of directly confronting Israel, Iran took a different approach. They worked through proxies, groups they supported financially and politically. These included Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the Houthi rebels in Yemen. This strategy allowed Iran to influence regional conflicts without getting their hands dirty. It's like watching your neighbors burn down each other's houses, while you quietly hand out the matches from your porch. Over the years, many battles and skirmishes have erupted between Israel and Iran's proxy groups. Despite the countless attacks, Israel has repeatedly outmaneuvered them. But on October 7th of last year, things escalated when Hamas launched a surprise attack and even kidnapped Israeli citizens. This provoked a fierce response from Israel, activating Mossad, its notoriously feared intelligence agency. If someone attacks Israel, they retaliate hard. Iran is challenging a chess master to a game, but forgetting they don't just play with pieces, they play with lives too.
No mercy! No mercy!
With strong support from the United States, Israel decided it was time for a significant change in Gaza. Their military response was swift and severe, launching large-scale operations that transformed parts of the region. As Israel retaliated, most of the international community stayed quiet, except for Iran. Unable to watch its favorite son, Hamas, be beaten up, Iran responded by sending in support from its other proxies, Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthis in Yemen. Iran, like a mob boss watching his favorite enforcer get jumped, instead of calling the cops, he sends in the hit squad to settle the score, because in his world, weakness is a death sentence.
He's strong.
In response to Iran's involvement, Israel faced missile attacks from both Yemen and Lebanon. Thankfully, Israel's advanced defense system, the Iron Dome, intercepted most of these missiles before they could cause significant damage. This only fueled Israel's anger. In a decisive move, they struck back at Hamas, eliminating the group's leader, Ismail Haniyeh, who just happened to be in Iran at the time. What a shame for Iran. With Hamas significantly weakened, Israel then shifted its attention to Hezbollah. Unlike Hamas, which operates from Gaza, a contested territory within Israel, Hezbollah is based in Lebanon, a fully sovereign nation. This made any military action against Hezbollah more complex.
Nothing is impossible.
Mossad, known for its creativity, devised an unconventional plan. Hezbollah, in an effort to improve its communication systems, ordered thousands of pagers from a Taiwanese company. The company tasked with making these outdated devices had lost the necessary expertise, so they subcontracted the work to a Hungarian company. Unbeknownst to Hezbollah, this Hungarian company was actually a shell organization created by Mossad. The pagers were secretly rigged with explosives and then delivered to Hezbollah. Basically, the Israeli Mossad sent a birthday gift filled with dynamite, because nothing says happy birthday like blowing up your own expectations. Mossad waited for the right moment. In any organization, communication is essential, and without it, everything falls apart. Mossad timed its action perfectly. When the moment was right, they triggered the explosives inside the pagers, causing massive destruction within Hezbollah's leadership. With many of their top leaders dead and communication channels severely disrupted, Hezbollah was thrown into chaos. Their ability to support Hamas was weakened, and their morale dropped. This move by Mossad is likely to be studied in intelligence and military schools for years. A few days later, Israel also managed to eliminate Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah.
We got him.
With Hezbollah neutralized, the situation was clearly in Israel's favor. Now that both Hamas and Hezbollah are significantly weakened, Israel might set its sights on the Houthis, or even Iran itself, because in this game of chess, they've already taken out the pawns and are just waiting for the king to make the next move. In more recent developments, Iran attempted to retaliate by launching 180 missiles at Israel.
Not again!
However, thanks to the Iron Dome, no significant damage was done, and only one person, a Palestinian, was killed when an unexploded missile struck him on the head. As the conflict continues, much of the world watches from the sidelines. Two other major powers, China and Russia, are closely monitoring the situation, although they have not taken direct action, but they are in support of Iran. The United Nations, meanwhile, has had little influence. Recently, Israel even banned UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres from entering the country after he condemned Israel's actions without mentioning the activities of Iran's proxies on October 7th last year. At this point, the UN might as well set up a spectator stand, because it's clear their biggest contribution is just providing a front-row seat to the world's worst reality show. In another development, Israel reportedly had plans to strike Iran's nuclear sites, but the US intervened. Instead, the US advised Israel to target Iran's oil storage facilities. If this happens, the conflict could escalate into an energy war with unpredictable consequences for the global economy. The stock market is likely to be affected, and it is difficult to predict how the situation will develop further. If you ask me, if there's a larger conflict in the Middle East, we can expect a sudden spike in oil and natural gas prices due to a supply cut. I'm just waiting for the best trader, Nancy Pelosi, to make her move and enter the market at the right price.
She is fucking awesome.
This power struggle is like a bad reality show, full of drama, surprise twists, and just when you think it's about to end, someone throws in a grenade for the ratings. Israel has struck hard against Iran's proxies, but with each retaliation, the stakes only rise. Will Israel target the Houthis next, or could it set its sights directly on Iran? As the Middle East teeters on the edge of further conflict, the ripple effects could impact not just the region, but the entire world. Keep an eye on this evolving story, because one thing's for sure, it's far from over. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more updates as this power struggle continues.